Welcome back to another review of this month's JOJOLands chapter. Today, we're looking at chapter 22, Dolphinbank's debt collection. Well, it really has been a while. I'll try my best to make these videos more, but for now, let's just look at the chapter. We begin with the gang trying to go to Howler's mansion to seize the land that he has. On the way, Usagi begins asking Charming Man about his stand and why his skin is rough. Charming Man says that his entire clan has rough skin, and that the stand ability is something separate. This immediately makes me once again think that Charming Man is a rock human. Originally, it seemed like that was the case, but everything was sort of explained by his stand. But hearing that even seemingly non-stand users are like this makes the theory way more possible. I do think that it is also entirely possible though that rock humans will remain something unique to part 8. Thinking about his family makes Charming Man reminisce about Malka. This has always been an interesting character motivation for me. It's okay for now, but I hope Charming Man and really all the gang members are developed further as the story continues, which I'm sure they will be. The plan to get Howler's land is a relatively simple one. Using Big Mouth strikes again, Charming Man will disguise himself as Yokohama and get Howler to hand over his land to them with the documents that the actual Yokohama had. The group then splits, with Jodio, Dragona, and Charming Man going directly to confront Howler, and Usagi and Paco staying back to watch. We get some really nice panels around here, and it's honestly amazing that the art really hasn't gone downhill with Araki's age. He's still pumping out some really nice looking panels to this day. Just when the gang reaches the boat, a mass message from Meryl is sent out to all the students, with it being an encrypted message. I really like the way this is done. It's a smart way of having the two parties communicate without it just being that Meryl had a panic button or something. The message says that they and Meryl are in trouble, and that their pursuers have caught on. We then flash to the two people hired by Howler, Chibang and Ningbo, going to Jodio's school and trying to find information about Paco. Eventually, they reach Meryl, to which they ask her about Paco. Meryl plays it cool, asking the two to get a court order before she gives any information out about a former student. The two begin to leave, before Chibang says that she can tell Meryl is scared. As she says this, the nematodes on her glasses begin to flare up. The ability is still not really known yet though. The fear detection makes Chibang and Ningbo stay, with them slowly becoming more and more aggressive, with Ningbo directly touching Meryl. Chibang tells Ningbo to start the real interrogation, which leads to Meryl's keyboard inflating and flying into the air. As this happens, Meryl's hand and arm also begin inflating. We get a look at Ningbo's stand and then see a peek at what could happen to Meryl. The keyboard floats up and explodes, with Meryl herself beginning to float up as well. The chapter ends when Paco tells Usagi that he has to go help Meryl with the two people after her, and he runs back to the car. Overall, this chapter is quite good. I like the direct confrontation of Howler, and getting Meryl more involved with the story is always good. I always felt like she was underutilized for how important she was. One thing that I'm curious about is if Howler is the true villain of this part. For some reason, I can't see him having an incredibly powerful stand, but it is a possibility and would be pretty surprising to see. I'm also excited to potentially see a stand battle that doesn't end with Jodio killing someone with November Rain. Hopefully this fight is just Paco and Usagi versus Ningbo and Chibang. I understand that Jodio is the only one who really has a stand that can kill, but I still think it would be more interesting to see more of the group having individual battles. If there's one thing that part 9 has been lacking so far, it's fights that end in a way where I feel like the user really outsmarted their enemy. A lot of these fights haven't been the usual proper stand battle, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we're getting pretty far into the part. Despite my minor complaints though, as always, I'm excited for more JoJo content and the new chapter coming out next month. Thank you for watching.